Joined by Wil Myers. Wil, one of my favorite parts about spring training is always this catch up with you. We do it every year, so I appreciate you taking the time.
No problem.
I gotta say, you can't tell now, but something seems a little bit different about you. It's a little bit different look. Am I right on that?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm married. That's right.
That's a good ride. We're gonna segue into that. Okay. Got married in the off season. Got married in Charlotte, right?
Charleston, South Carolina. Yep.
How did it go? Where was the
great.
honeymoon? All that.
It was great. No, we had an awesome wedding in Charleston. It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of people there. We had a great time. We went to Atlanta for the honeymoon. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time, and we're enjoying married life now.
How involved are you in like the decision making and the wedding, all that stuff?
As far as decisions, not too many. Honestly, you just want to be available. Whenever they have questions on you're there to listen and be supportive. So I didn't make a ton of decisions. Luckily, Maggie, she's great at making those types of decisions. So I let her do her thing, and she planned a great wedding. We had an awesome time, and it was a lot of fun.
That's a good call on your part, right? Let the woman do it all.
Yeah, just be supportive. That's all you gotta do.
Show up, look good, do that whole thing.
That's right.
How about Austin Hedges? Do you have any advice for him? He just got recently engaged, right?
He should listen to what I just said. That's for sure. No, he's gonna be great. His Maggie, she's a great girl too. So it's exciting for both of them. It'd be cool. Married life. So it's a lot of fun.
All right. Last year you came in, you put on 20 pounds. This year you seem like leaner, but you just seem like you look strong. What was your goal coming in? Did you have any kind of protocol coming in?
As far as the weight training program, the last few years I picked and choose some things. Over the last couple of years that I felt really worked for me. I didn't have a weight goal in mind going into the season or going into the off season. I wasn't trying to hit a certain weight. I just wanted to get stronger and more athletic. Those are the things that I really worked on. So I feel good about that. As far as an offensive standpoint, I feel good with what I did last year. I know right before I started playing third, I was having a good year with what I was doing at the plate. So I'm going to just go into the season continuing doing that as well.
All right, you're coming in with a position. You're going to be back in the outfield. How much of a relief is it to come in and know what your position is and what you need to do?
It's definitely easier, especially having a primary position right away. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it. Obviously, we have some great competition out there, which I think is very exciting. We got Hunter, we got Fran Mill, we got Franchi and Manny, all those guys, Travis as well. So we got a good group of young guys. So I think this camp's going to be a lot of fun, and I feel like all of us are going to push each other.
What do you like about playing the outfield, specifically left field, where Andy Green said you're most likely going to be?
Well, I think going into last year, I learned, how sabermetrics rates outfielders. So I feel like, that's always played a disadvantage to players at times. So I figured, let's try to figure it out. So, one thing that they do is they really, sabermetrics really focuses on holding guys to singles. So, one thing I went into outfield last year was just trying to hold guys to singles, not let them get in scoring position. So, for me going back out there, I feel like, it's all about cutting balls off, not letting them get to first. You don't always have to make the spectacular play. You just pick it up and hold them to first, not let them get in scoring position.
All right, last year you mentioned it, before you went to third base, you were having a good year. How much do you think that played into things, just having to learn a new position?
I definitely have a lot more respect for the left side of the infield now. Not that I didn't before, but going over there, seeing how hard the guys hit the ball, having to know what to do in a split second. It's pretty incredible, seeing guys like Nolan and some of these great third basemen go out there and play. You have a lot of respect for those guys now. But I really enjoyed third base. I felt like it was good for me to go over there and play. It's something I've always wanted to do. That was what I played growing up. But it's a lot different trying to learn it on the fly at this level. But I was excited I did it. I'm glad I did it. But now I'm excited to get back to the outfield and play one position.
I mean, you handled all that like a pro. I mean, you were enthusiastic about whatever position you were given. You were going to learn it. You were going to nail it. How do you look back on 2018? Do you look on it like, whoa, that was a lot. I did a lot that year.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot. You never want to look at a year and just take all the negatives out of it. I felt like there was some positives. I feel like I checked some boxes that I wanted to last year. I know overall it wasn't great, but I felt like from an offensive standpoint with what I did those 2 healthy months, I really liked where I was, so I want to stick with that. And as far as playing third, I've checked that one off and don't have to worry about it anymore.
Health has been so big for you, and before last season, the 2 seasons before that, you had 2 really healthy seasons. I know it's so important to you. Sure. Do you think last year was a fluke, or can you prevent any of that?
Yeah, I think the 25 pounds that I put on, I think that definitely played a factor. Especially, I was training to play first base, and all of a sudden, I flew to Arizona, first baseman. First day of camp, I was an outfielder. So, I trained for one position. I felt like that really kind of, hamper me a little bit, but it is what it is, and you learn from those types of things. And now, coming in, knowing I'm an outfielder, knowing that's what I trained to get going at. I feel healthy. I feel that this will be another healthy season. I like where I'm at right now. I feel very athletic, and I feel like that's when I'm at my best.
Last year, you wanted to work on the mental stuff. You've always come in with some goals. What about this year? What does 2019 Wil Myers have in store?
Yeah, I just want to trust myself this year. I feel like I've went out for a lot of outside help, and I feel like it was really good. But now it's time to pick and choose what I feel works for me. So I feel like I have a system, but I have some things in place right now that I feel that are going to work for me. I went back to a lot of stuff I did younger in my career. I feel good about it right now coming into it. I'm confident with what I have, and if you can stay confident during the season, that's what matters most.
Do you cook for your wife?
I do sometimes. I did one time. I did for Valentine's Day. So
What did you make?
Spaghetti. Very hard, right? No, I made some spaghetti. It's the thought that counts. It's the thought.
I bet she appreciated that.
She loved it. She loved it.
Spaghetti?
No, I couldn't get that much. No, I cooked it about an hour before I should have. I was too nervous I wouldn't get it done. So, but no, it was good. We had a good time. Had a nice Valentine's dinner.
Well, thank you so much. Good luck this season.
Thank you. Appreciate it.